introduction of Ashwini has already been given, and many of you would know about her. In fact, not many, I think all of you would know about her. Just in this hall yesterday, we were having a conference, a summit, which was on well-being. And one of the things that I got into a conversation with was, how can it be a fulfilling experience for a human being? And one of the most fulfilling experiences are when a person is able to find an expression for themselves, but the form of expression also needs to be in a manner where what you are wanting to let the world know as a part of your expression is being understood by them in the manner you want them to understand. And that's the basic premise of communication. You've been in the business of communication in the advertising world and then evolved into the filmmaking world. What are some of the learnings that you had from your advertising journey that today differentiate you or help you be a filmmaker who's able to connect with the world?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for calling me here. I think this is a very, very good conversation to have: design, communication, and how do you balance out art, which is design, and to the commercial aspect of storytelling, whether it's design in terms of movies or in terms of communication as advertising or in terms of design per se. We have evolved a lot as a country in terms of giving so much of importance to design. Design in terms of typography, in terms of the kind of fonts we use in films or in advertising, or the stories we are saying, and how design plays a very important role. For me, advertising really helped me through the whole process of storytelling in aspects of writing for a 30-second ad and evolving to a 2-hour film. But also at the same time, we had a 360-degree approach to advertising. So if you were thinking for one commercial as a commercial idea, from there you needed to go as a brand strategy, what it would be looking like in your hoardings, what it would be looking like in your BTL. So they speak, the below the line activities. And right from direct marketing to understanding how ATL and BTL is going to work together, that's where design became a very, very important part. And now it has changed so much is because when you are thinking of a commercial, you're not only thinking for a commercial and directing a commercial. If I'm talking about advertising, which is 20 seconds, 30 seconds, you are thinking horizontal format and you're thinking vertical format also. Vertical because all your Instagram needs vertical format. And we are also thinking of ideas with respect to designers, because any ad or anything which shows on your Instagram reels has so much of design and color. And there is so much of chaos in the digital world right now, that how do you stand out as a creator is what is something which is very important. How do you brand yourself as a creator, as a product, as a brand? So I think that is where my experience in advertising came in very handy, is because I started off as an art director. I have a BFA in Applied Arts, and my specialization was typography. And during that point of time, I was told that why are you taking up typography is because what are you going to do? But for that time, I made the longest written ads where I had one of the best advertising professionals, writer, Agnello Dias Aggie, who we called, बहुत प्यार से बुलाते थे, Aggie as my copy partner, who used to write ads, and I used to art direct all those long copy campaigns which had won so many awards across Cannes and across India when we had Abbeys and everything. And that was a joy which we had, because long copy was such a beautiful way of storytelling for brands, especially when it came to print media. As we evolved, print media became digital media. But the one thing which never went was that how do you communicate in the shortest time with the most beautiful design in terms of idea and in terms of what you see. As a country, we have evolved a lot. We give a lot of importance to design. We give a lot of importance of what kind of colors we want, branding of a company, branding of logo design, branding of a movie. Credit titles was never a very important aspect of filmmaking per se. If you see the movies, credit titles was something which was like the end thing, the last half an hour you get before you deliver would be the credit titles. But now there are specialty designers who design credit titles, who give so much of importance how a credit title will look, what is the kind of animation you're going to do, what is looking good in terms of fonts, everything. We never spoke kerning and spacing in design. We never spoke that, why a certain costume color would be this. I also feel design evolves with the changing times of human behavior and how a country is progressing. We are a young country with a population who believes in the idea of wearing good clothes, who believes in fashion, who believes that, their photography on Instagram through their phone needs to look really good, who believes that they need to take pictures of food and clothes and travel, and everything needs to look good. So everything which looks good to the eye needs to look good in the mind also. And also somewhere it is, I feel that design in every form, with even the small earrings you wear, I've seen these young girls sitting in front of me and the kind of clothes they're wearing, what they are following, what fashion they're following. Who ever knew what was Pantone color shade of the year? We follow now. When we go, we follow what is a Pantone color. We know that, purple is the Pantone color this year. If I may say so, I think it is purple. So, so then if that is what it is, we are following that trend. We never knew that men could wear light pink shirts. And when we see that, when fashion changes, trends changes, that shows in cinema also. It shows in ads also. So from showing a woman who would wear, my brief would always be Fab India salwar kameezes. And the decor should be like a Fab India house. Furniture jo rahega, it will be like this dark furniture. It would be like the house of a middle class house. Middle class has changed in India right now. So then what is the brief which comes in? So I want the woman, she can be a housewife, and it is great because there are a lot of homemakers who are business, self-enterprises, so self-entrepreneurs. So she should be wearing like a loose kurta with a nice pant. Awesome. And I'm showing that in advertising. I'm showing that in my movies. So we make design as a form of communication which keeps us disciplined, but at the same time has to be inspiring and aspirational to a audience who wants to watch and say, I relate to her. She's talking to me. I relate to him. He's talking to me. He's wearing the kind of clothes I wear. Or he's talking what I would talk to my friends. Right. Yeah.
And Ashwini, as an advertiser, usually the thought is stemmed out of finding a solution for a client. That's where the thought begins. That unko kya chahiye, unke kya challenges hain, unki kya growth strategy hai, and what is it that I can create for them to achieve their objective. But filmmaking is a little different. I mean, the thought comes from whatever is within you. It is not stemmed from a need of somebody else that you need to fulfill out of your creativity. What is the thought process of a creative person who's trying to create something which is relatable to the world? Where does your thought begin?
Most of my ideas come from real life insights. It is a story which I would like to say, and therefore I want to say, but as a storyteller, I think I'm somewhere in between, always in between a situation where I have to marry art with commerce. Because if I was to making a film for myself and only I want to watch it inside the four walls of my house, then I can do whatever I feel like and I'll still be happy. But if I'm making a movie for an audience where I really want them to come and watch, and there is someone who's putting in money, it is a commercial business. So I need to marry art to with a commercial value, keeping the integrity of creative storytelling in place.
What is creative storytelling?
Creative storytelling is that you do what you feel is correct. You tell the story which you want to say, but which has a commercial value to it.
Is there some essential step-by-step process to give method to the madness or the chaos in your mind?
Yeah, method to the madness is the right word, is because it starts off with, okay, I have an idea. Or we say a studio comes in and tells me that they have an idea which they want me to work on. Usually what happens is that when a studio comes in with an idea, we already know at the back of our mind that it is a probable execution, in the sense that they have already researched and they know that this is something which they want to work. Also, cinema changes with the changing. I always feel this, and I'm telling this again, that I always feel that cinema changes according to the changing behavior of our audience and society. So we tell stories, and we also actually do not know what really works and what doesn't work. But at the end of the day, we want to tell good stories. So we start off with the idea, and then we start writing the screenplay. And when we start writing the screenplay, we kind of realize that we are talking to a certain audience. So which means that if I'm telling a story, for example, if I give you the example of Bareli Ki Barfi. Now, Bareli Ki Barfi, at that point of time in 2017, when we wrote it, and I said that I want to shoot it in Lucknow and Bareilly, and I want to show the young Middle India. Not the city, but I want to show the young audience of Middle India. I kind of realized that who is this Middle India? This Middle India is someone who is going to go and work in Delhi, in Bangalore, in one of the, because the aspiration is that. Correct. But when you go to these people there, I have friends from advertising and other places, clients who have said that, yaar, tune ghar ki yaad dila di. Because going up to the terrace and sitting with your friends is a very small town phenomena. Cities mein to doors bhi open nahi rehte. Doors are closed. You don't even know who your neighbor is. So that was an insight. So that is design. When you go there, and then they say that ghar ki yaad dila di, because this is what it is, and you move here. For me, that is very important. And when I showed that, I kind of looked at their clothing. I looked at Bitti, who was played by Kriti Sanon or Rajkumar or Ayushmann Khurrana. All of them wearing clothes which was aspirational for that audience there. And then when it comes, so it was a funny film. It was something which everyone loved. The colors. It was a happy film. I purposely kept all the colors very vibrant because I do feel that we are a vibrant country, and people come to cinema halls to have enjoy, to laugh. And when everyone is laughing together, when Rajkumar Rao comes and, does like that scene where he just hits the rickshaw guy, everyone associates to it because they're like, wow, this is so much fun. And my brief was very clear that I want to make it a happy film, that people watch it even 10 times on Netflix and they need to feel happy. And I have known people who at the airport would come to me and tell me that, we love Bareli Ki Barfi, that was a go-to film actually during COVID also. And that is where I think, when you're talking about to me, sir, that what do you do as a storyteller, as my social service? I think I want to make people happy. I want to aspire people. Even if I'm making a psychologically heavy film, I want them to take back something. Take back something in terms of human insight, in terms of design, in terms of clothes, in terms of art. It is all in a very subliminal level. You may never see it on screen. And I think the most beautiful part of any kind of storytelling is that when you do not see those things standing out.
That's brilliant. I mean, I completely agree with you. When you've conceptualized a thought, built a story around it, like I was saying that, the intention is to have the message reach to the right audience in the manner that you want them to receive, right? But when you're making a movie, it's not just the script, it's not just the direction. You need the right people who can actually carry that message with that emotion, for you, on your behalf. And that is the cast of the movie. How do you choose who will be the right person to emote that feeling for your audience?
That's a very tricky question you asked me right now. It's because मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि every movie has his destiny, and actors have their own destiny to a script, to a film, and it is also right time, right moment. So sometimes I would want one actor in my film desperately, but it will so happen that that actor is busy at that point of time and not available for the next 2-3 years. So then obviously my next step would be to go to another actor. And it is always a process, is because जैसे कहते हैं ना कि आपको सब कुछ नहीं मिलता. So, but yeah, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि every actor has his or her destiny to a given script, and when you work with them, they own the script so much, they own the characters so much that after that you cannot see anyone else. And when an audience says that, ये तो वही है, मतलब और कोई हो ही नहीं सकता, I think that's where we as storytellers have done our job. For me, the biggest compliment or high would be that when I showcase an actor in the most unexpected way, and I surprise an audience saying that, yaar, इसने ऐसे कैसे कर दिया? And we are the, behind the cinema, literally behind camera. And I'm happy when my actors shine. I'm happy when they surprise an audience, and I just feel that, you have merged the character into the actor. Right. So I always feel that the actors have to merge into the character and not vice versa.
And you were telling me a story of how you do this, through your costumes, how you choose them. Would you want to share that anecdote about Agra and how you choose the right costume and bring out that element of emotion through your cast?
So, just a couple of short elements. I don't want to waste too much of your time. So, if you go to Nilbate Sonata, it is about a woman who comes from a underprivileged background and who has a big dream. But I kind of realized that because you do not have money and source doesn't mean that you can be unhappy. She's also a person who is so happy. She wants to create that vibe that आप पैसे नहीं इसके लिए दुखी नहीं हो सकते. And I think that's such a great insight to have, that, live your life to the fullest, doesn't matter even if you do not have that means. And you do not have to have the most expensive things to look good. In the given means also you can look nice and you can dress well. So for me, Chanda's character was that every day in the morning when she gets up and goes, she needs to look happy. She needs to dress well. So वहाँ पे मैंने realize किया कि Agra has the largest market of second hand sarees. मतलब देश भर के जो साड़ीज़ जाते हैं वो आगरा जाता है, फिर वहाँ पे वो रिसाइकल करते हैं धो के. तो आपने एक सीन देखा रहेगा जहाँ पे वो साड़ीज़ को धो रही है, तो वहाँ से ही वो साड़ीज़ को पिकअप करती है. और सब साड़ीज़ में ना थोड़ी सी शाइन रखी थी मैंने कि there was a little embroidery bling. Why there was a bling? There was a reason behind it. Is because if you see people who want to stay happy don't want to wear dull clothes, they want to wear bright clothes, they want to look good. Like I know that if I wear something like really faded, because we are a generation who likes faded clothes, and if you wear faded and it's like, why can't you just wear something bright and happy, with some bling? If you see women wear those bling saris in daylight, and we would be like, ye bling kyun pehna? But she wears a bling sari. And then her blouses were, she would not go and buy ready blouses, obviously. तो वो खुद सिलाई करेंगी अपने blouses के. But वो क्या करती है? वो cut work blouses पहनती है. ये कोई notice नहीं करेगा. But ये मेरे दिमाग में, मेरे लिए, it was a sense of achievement, is that वो cut work blouses पहनती है. अभी आप जाके देखेंगे वापस, तो cut work blouses क्यों पहनती है? क्योंकि close up shots में मेरे bling बहुत अच्छी तरह से आएंगी. And वो dark shots में जो, because when you're staying in houses like that, it is usually less light, little dingy because you have small spaces. But वहाँ पे there's a woman who's smiling, who's bright with her blink saris, and she has cut work blouses जो close up में मुझे वो shadow जो light गिरेगा वो blouses पे वो बहुत अच्छा लगेगा. So that was her thinking in terms of her clothes. When it came to Bareilly Ki Barfi, I very clearly remember Rajkumar Rao's clothes and Ayushmann Khurrana's clothes and Kriti. For me, Rajkumar Rao was literally, when I was going for recce in Lucknow के सराफा में, मैंने देखा कि ये दो लड़के एकदम punk hair, जो मैंने मुंबई में भी नहीं देखा रहेगा. Punk hair, bright, this thing, and अभी भी होता है वो that acid jeans. Acid wash jeans, हाँ, which is like grey and white texture. मैंने देखा वो गेम खेल रहे, वो भी वो वाला गेम जो गेमिंग बूथ वाले नहीं होते, जो बाहर होते हैं ना, वो वाले गेम. तो मैंने वो सीन में भी यूज़ किया हुआ है. So I looked at this guy and I said, he is my Pritam. This guy is my Pritam. And I told him, can I please take your picture? He said, and he was very happy. Someone is taking his picture. He gave me that pose. That pose was what I gave Rajkumar Rao and said that this is the pose you want to use. So I think we should not shy away as storytellers, saying that I get a lot of inspiration actually from the travel places I go to, from the textures I see. आपको कहाँ मिलेगा ये सब चीज़ें? आप घर के अंदर बैठेंगे तो आपको कभी नहीं मिलने वाला. ये तो मैंने देखा कि उसने स्ट्राइप शर्ट पहना था, तो मैंने जाके अपने स्टाइलिस्ट को बोला मेरे को ऐसी शर्ट चाहिए. बोला कि मैम मैं कहाँ से ढूंढूं? मैं बोला नहीं, तुम जाओ दुकान में और विमेन के जो मटेरियल्स रहते हैं ना, उसमें आपको ऐसे ब्राइट कलर्स मिलेंगे बहुत, फ्लावर और वो सब, वहाँ से आप शर्ट से लाओ. एक्चुअली दैट बिकेम अ ट्रेंड फ्यू इयर्स बैक. इट इज़ बीन अ ट्रेंड दैट यू नो यू आर वेयरिंग clothes and shirts like that. I do feel these, and then Kriti Senon's clothes and the way she styles up actually came with a lot of clothing style I used to wear. So the kurtas actually I have stitched. So everything, every kurta she has worn is actually us designing those salwar kameezes and those. That kurta jeans was a huge thing. But the kurta how, not just the normal kurta which had patchworks, which had like, and I wanted to give her that little jacket. Because a jacket when you give, na, that gives you a slightly stronger tomboyish feel. So that was something which, and sport shoes. So it was like kurta, jeans and sport shoes, which we had not seen for a very long time. So we got that back in Bareilly. In Panga, very clearly the character was that someone who would spend time, go to a tailor and stitch her clothes. कि मतलब वो यहाँ से लेके वो टेलर के साथ, टेलर्स आर बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स ऑफ विमेन बिकॉज दे गो एंड दे विल सिट देयर आराम से एंड यू नो सिलाएंगी. वो रेडी जाके नहीं लेंगे, रेडी तो हम लेते हैं जिनके पास टाइम नहीं रहता, पर जिनको बहुत शौक है वो जाके कपड़ा खरीदेंगी, सिलाई करेगी वो ठीक से. एंड है more than 70% of women still go and stitch with a tailor and fight with them, saying that they're never giving on time. So those were the kind of insights which we had. Even the house, it was shot in a railway colony in Bhopal. Today also when a transfer happens, we have that house which is called the Panga house, and everyone who transfers wants that house because I really made a garden. I made a garden which has vegetables in it. So it was a barren house. We literally went and designed that whole house. I think that's a little joys which we get as storytellers, where we try putting design elements in music, in art, in costumes, in character sketches, in insights of characters, where someone looks, a lot of the relationship between Jaya and her mother in Panga, which is played by Neena Gupta, is a relationship between me and my mother. Where my mother very clearly told me that, you know, when you win something, and she had very clearly told me, I remember still that when I was getting a Filmfare Award, she came for it. I didn't know I was going to get it, but she told me just before getting on, saying there that don't only wish and thank your husband and everyone, thank me also, because I am the one who gave you birth and I am the one who pushed you into this. I have used that dialogue in the movie when Neena Gupta is telling Jaya, played by Kangana, saying that जब गोल्ड जीत के आओगी ना तो मुझे थैंक करना कि मैंने तेरे बच्चों को पाला, मैंने कैसे तुम्हारी चोटी बांधी. So those are insights which you get purely from things. Yeah.
तो इन्होंने सिर्फ मूवी क्रिएट नहीं करी है, इन्होंने भोपाल रेलवेज के लिए पंगा क्रिएट कर दिया, बिकॉज देयर इज अ प्रेशर ऑन हु इज गोइंग टू बी स्टेइंग इन दैट हाउस.
Yeah, I think so.
But you know, there are two things that very beautifully come out with what you just said. One is, as someone who's a creative filmmaker, whether for the advertising world or for the Bollywood or for any creative field, you have to be a keen observer of everything around you, of your own self, of your own environment, to identify what is it that you could use for your next project. The second thing is, you know, what also came out was the process of filmmaking is like a jigsaw puzzle. You know, there are different elements, different pieces of the puzzle that have to come together, whether it is the cast, what they are going to be wearing, what environment you are going to be shooting in, and how all of this comes together to be able to express.
I think the most important thing for every creative person, whether they are in design, whether they are in marketing, whether they are in advertising or in the process of communication, psychology and design has to be a subject. I think creators need to understand psychology. Human psychology is very important, because even when you're creating a brand, even when you're designing something, you're designing for someone. And you're doing it for someone. To understand the why, what, how in any creative process. Creative cannot be demarked with design and marketing, or design and business. They all go hand in hand. Design and business goes hand in hand, because who, what, how, and objective is a very important thing, because who are you doing it for? You need to understand the psychology of the target audience or the human you are selling your product to.
Absolutely. So, you know, that's a very beautiful point that you brought up, Ashwini, and you have spoken about, you touched upon this word commercial viability several times. For someone who's creative, the first thing is that, you know, listen, I want to do it for me. I mean, you know, I've spoken to a lot of people in the art. There's a हमारे को हम अपने लिए create कर रहे हैं, and if it relates with the world, it is great. But when you're creating a movie, you want your own fulfillment, to be able to create something that you truly believe in. And in your movies, we've seen that emotional connect, emotional relatability with your audience. How do you ensure that without compromising on your creative thought, that level of relatability, you also ensure that the stakeholders, the investors in that movie are kept in mind? How is there a process of ensuring the commercial viability of what you're creating? Because I think everyone sitting here wants to be a creative person or is already a creative person, but how do you turn that into a commercial viability?
For me, the biggest joy is to bring creativity and commercial viability together. When I am given a box and I'm saying that, you know, this is an empty space and you have to design inside this empty space, but you can do whatever you want, which will go well with the commercial viability and in terms of design process. I think that's where the joy is. For me, if you tell me that this is your landscape and do whatever you want, I kind of get a little confused there. For me, objectivity is very important. When you have an objective and when you can give the best creative in that given resource and in that given timeline and in that given commercial aspect of it, that's where you thrive as a creator. अगर सब कुछ ही फ्री में मिलता और सब कुछ ही अच्छा होता तो फिर आप कुछ भी कर सकते हैं ना. But when you are like given this and said that now be your best creative person, creative mind, give your best creative in this box, that's what gives me joy.
And Ashwini, my last question to you before I end this conversation is that, you know, filmmaking or you know, is an evolving process. We had long format movies, then short format movies. Today things are being created for the web. And also there is AI coming in terms of trying to put stuff in front of you, something that you would have not even imagined. How is the role of filmmakers evolving and keeping pace with all this technology advancement that is happening?
I just feel, in fact, I wrote a little small post on my social media 4 days back, is that it's very important that we as creators use technology in our favor, but do not depend on it. So if I can use technology to help me better my creativity, then I should be using it. But if I'm using it just as a tool, then there is of no use. So for example, when the writing Word document came or FDX came for screenplay writing, for the longest time we didn't have FDX, so we wrote it just like that. But when we knew how FDX can be used and how it can be used to our favor, now everyone uses Final Draft because we need to write our screenplay. We need to know what are the number of days we are going to be shooting it, how many scenes are there. But it's a blank page. It opens on a blank page. What you fill in is what is your idea, what's your creativity. So yes, we have like the chat GPTs and everything, and what all comes in and says that, okay, you know, they will put a synopsis for us and we just have to type the words. But what is here? That is what is most important. If you can use that in your favor, then it is great. Yeah.
I'm tempted to ask you one more question, specifically for this audience, because you know what? Sometimes when we are listening to people who have succeeded in what they are doing, we feel that, you know, we could also be on that path and achieve what they have achieved, you know. But nobody I have met who has had a hunky-dory journey, there have been series of failures. Have you had any failures that have redefined and brought you to greater heights? And is there a message to the young people to how to keep or be true to what they really want to create, and also be prepared that the journey could be a tough one, but how to keep that gut and grit in place?
I feel it's very important to be disciplined and hardworking. There is no this thing to hard work, substitute to hard work, because only when you work hard, you cannot like say that you have an idea and tomorrow it's going to happen. It needs a lot of patience. You have to be very, very hardworking. You have to be disciplined because you have an idea here, but how do you put it on paper? And when it goes, and it's important that you be disciplined is because everything has a timeline. Also, it is not as easy as it looks like. The end looks very great that you feel that you are there in the media and you know people are looking up to you in terms of your work. But there is a lot of days and nights which go in. There is a lot of hard work. There's a lot of, I would say, cut-off times which you need. Especially for people like me who want to do far more than I have in my plate. I'm a dreamer, so I just want to do my advertising work. I want to make films. I want to be a good mother. I want to travel the world. There are a lot of things which I want to do. But the one thing which I always feel that patience and being true to yourself. I think being real is very important. Being true to your own self, that how good are you at what you do, is very, very important. And there is a lot of weight. It's not like everything just comes today that I go to a studio and they say, okay, yeah, oh, nice, Ashwini, come now, let's make a film. It doesn't happen that way. You have to wait. You have to go through the grill. And everything has to fall in place. I think the most important thing as a creator is that you have done your job with a lot of honesty. Now let everything fall in place, which means the commercial aspect of making a film, the actors who get associated with it, the studio which gets associated with it, what is it we are looking at as the end, whether it is a direct-to-OTT film or are we looking at a theatrical. That also is right now so much of ifs and buts across everything, but it all starts with that one idea you have and how far you go with it. So I think we should not lose sight of that. And sometimes it takes years, sometimes it takes 3 years and 4 years and 2 years, sometimes it just happens. Sometimes you have to be lucky, Sometimes luck is not on your favor. So yeah, it's a process. But the only one thing is that you should not lose heart, and you should just keep doing what you do with lot of integrity. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ashwini. You know what? The message is really clear. Dare to dream, but have the 3 P's. Passion, which gives you the conviction, patience, and perseverance. That's what is going to take you through. Thank you so much, Ashwini, for taking our time to give us.